McDonald's, from drive-in to global empire in 2024. McDonald's serves 70 million customers daily across 40,000 restaurants in over 100 countries. But just 70 years ago, Ray Kroc was a 52-year-old traveling milkshake machine salesman, struggling to make ends meet and wondering if he'd ever amount to anything. This is the story of how a failed pianist and paper cup salesman discovered two brothers with a revolutionary idea, stole their concept, and built the most successful restaurant chain in human history, while nearly destroying his marriage and sanity in the process. By the end of this story, you'll understand the three game-changing innovations that separated McDonald's from every other restaurant, and why sometimes the greatest empires are built by those who perfect other people's ideas. Let's go back to 1954. Ray Kroc was driving through the California desert, sweating in his Cadillac, when he made a stop that would change his life forever. He'd heard about a restaurant in San Bernardino that had ordered 8 of his multi-mixer milkshake machines, more than any restaurant he'd ever encountered. Most restaurants ordered 1, maybe 2 machines. 8 machines meant this place was making dozens of milkshakes simultaneously. Ray had to see it for himself. What he found at 1398 North E Street was unlike anything he'd ever seen. Dick and Mac McDonald had created something revolutionary, the Speed D system. Instead of car hops taking orders and bringing food to cars, customers walked up to a window. Instead of a full menu with endless options, they offered just 9 items. Instead of skilled short-order cooks, they had an assembly line. Hamburgers cost 15 cents and took 30 seconds to prepare. The place was packed with customers, and money was flowing in faster than Ray had ever imagined possible. But the McDonald brothers were content with their one successful restaurant. They had no vision beyond San Bernardino. Ray Kroc saw something bigger. He saw the future of American dining. Most people would have complimented the brothers and driven away. Instead, Kroc made the pitch of his life. Let him franchise their system across America. The brothers were skeptical. They tried franchising before and watched franchisees ruin their system with bloated menus and sloppy service. But Kroc was persistent, and in 1955, they signed a deal that would make history. Ray Kroc's first McDonald's opened in Des Plaines, Illinois on April 15, 1955. He was 52 years old, starting over with someone else's idea, betting everything he had on fast food. Industry experts said it would never work nationally. Americans wanted variety, quality, and service, not assembly line hamburgers. Fine dining was the future, not cheap fast food. They were spectacularly wrong. But success didn't come easy. In the first years, Kroc was barely surviving. He was making just $8,000 per year while pouring everything into franchise development. His wife was furious. His friends thought he'd lost his mind. Meanwhile, the McDonald brothers were collecting their royalty checks, content with their original restaurant, while Kroc was working 70-hour weeks trying to build a national chain with impossible standards. That's when Kroc made his first revolutionary decision. McDonald's wouldn't just be a restaurant company. It would be a real estate empire. In 1956, Kroc founded Franchise Realty Corporation. Instead of just collecting franchise fees, McDonald's would own the land and lease it back to franchisees. This gave them unprecedented control over quality and created a massive revenue stream beyond food sales. Wall Street didn't understand it. Restaurant companies sold food, not real estate. But Kroc saw the bigger picture. Control the real estate, control the business. By 1961, McDonald's had 200 locations, but Kroc was frustrated. The McDonald brothers were holding back his vision with their conservative approach and 50% ownership of the brand. So Kroc made his second game-changing decision. He bought out the McDonald brothers for $2.7 million, money he didn't have and had to borrow at crushing interest rates. The brothers walked away wealthy. Kroc was now solely responsible for a company drowning in debt, but he finally had complete control. What happened next transformed not just McDonald's, but American culture itself. Kroc implemented his obsession with consistency. Every McDonald's hamburger would taste identical, whether you bought it in New York or Nebraska. Every restaurant would look the same, operate the same, and deliver the same experience. He created Hamburger University in 1961, a training facility where franchisees learned the McDonald's system down to the exact number of pickles per burger, and the precise temperature for French fries, 365 degrees Fahrenheit. Competitors mocked Hamburger University. Real restaurants didn't need schools to teach people how to flip burgers. But Kroc understood something they didn't. In a mobile society, familiarity was more valuable than novelty. By 1965, McDonald's had gone public and had 700 restaurants. Americans were embracing the car culture, suburbs were booming, and families wanted quick, affordable meals they could trust. But Kroc's third and most audacious decision was still to come: global domination. In 1967, McDonald's opened its first international location in Canada. Industry experts said American fast food would never work overseas. Different cultures had different tastes, different dining traditions, different relationships with food. Kroc didn't care about the experts. He saw a world full of hungry people who wanted convenience, consistency, and value. By the 1970s, McDonald's was opening locations in Australia, Europe, and Asia. They adapted menus for local tastes: rice burgers in Taiwan, Maharaja Macs in India, but kept the core system intact. The Golden Arches became more recognizable worldwide than the Christian Cross. McDonald's had achieved something unprecedented. They'd exported American culture one hamburger at a time. Ray Kroc died in 1984, but his empire kept growing. McDonald's survived health scares, economic recessions, and changing consumer preferences by constantly evolving while maintaining their core principles. They added breakfast in 1975, creating an entirely new daypart for fast food. They introduced Happy Meals in 1979, turning children into lifelong customers. They embraced technology with drive-thrus, mobile ordering, and self-service kiosks. Today, McDonald's serves 70 million customers daily. They employ 1.7 million people worldwide. Their real estate portfolio is worth more than most Fortune 500 companies' entire market capitalization. The company that started with a 52-year-old milkshake salesman's crazy dream now generates over $20 billion in annual revenue. So what can you learn from Ray Kroc's incredible journey? There are 3 key principles that apply to any business. Replicable processes always win over individual genius. Principle 2. Control the fundamentals. Control the business. By owning real estate and enforcing strict standards, McDonald's controlled what mattered most. Don't just participate in your industry. Own the infrastructure that makes it possible. Principle 3. Think globally. Execute locally. McDonald's adapted their menu for different cultures while maintaining their core operational excellence. Scale your vision, but customize your execution. McDonald's proved that the biggest opportunities often hide in plain sight. While others focused on gourmet dining, Kroc saw the future in speed, consistency, and value. Ray Kroc took someone else's idea and built it into a global empire worth hundreds of billions of dollars. The next time someone tells you that your business idea isn't sophisticated enough, remember, they said the same thing about 15-cent hamburgers. Sometimes the simplest ideas, executed with obsessive precision, become the most powerful forces in the world.